Hey everybody, I am back for day 10 of the Wounded Narrator series. I know that I kinda fell a little short when it came to making the videos while I was away at UPW. It's just a really fun, busy, fulfilling, tiring experience, and I loved every minute of it. And just a part of it is the connection and the presence that you experience in these high loving energy environments that I lost track of time. So anyways, I am here back to share some of the things I've learned about myself and about what it means to really serve and to reach that level of unconditional love for ourselves, and how that pours from us, and then we use that love to unconditionally love others. It's like the most amazing experience. And the thing that I want to talk about today is the idea of entertaining your insecurities versus honoring your intuition. So in this process, in the beginning, before we become aware, a lot of us entertain our insecurities. And those are our wounds, right? Those are things that are active within us that we are constantly trying to protect. So when we entertain our insecurities, we may try to validate a decision or our words or actions based on these insecurities, and we may even think that they're intuition. Well, no, I got this intuitive feeling. I got this feeling that I should do this, or I got this feeling I should do that. And before we're aware, most of those feelings are coming from, I need to protect. Because they normally feel really, really comfortable. And as I've gone further along in the self-love, the surrendering, letting go, becoming whole, I've learned that hearing my insecurities actually doesn't feel that great. Because it feels off. Like once you start to align more with who you truly are and start to uncover who that is, the more obvious those moments of entertaining your insecurities becomes. It almost feels painful to entertain them, because it's like you're out of integrity. And so there are times where I go to feel like, oh, well, it feels right to do this, and then I do it and I'm like, oh, it really didn't. What about that made that feel off for me? And most of the time it's because I look back and I said, oh, I was serving a fear. Which is all an insecurity is. Insecurity is something that we believe to be bad about ourselves, and when we look at others, we're reflected because we have that energy in us. So when it comes to honor your intuition, it's going to be something that feels good, feels right, and above that, it's going to feel like there's a certain level of service. I keep going back to this idea of service when it comes to intuition, because when we honor intuition, we're honoring ourselves in this place of love within ourselves. And when we honor those kind of things and we take those kind of actions, it leads us to a greater version of ourselves that we have buried underneath these insecurities and all these stories that we have. So when we're going to make decisions, or when I make decisions, I always kind of look and think, okay, am I entertaining my insecurities, or am I really honoring my intuition? And the biggest thing I've learned to indicate which one is which is the feeling. And of course the thoughts that come associated with it. So when I'm entertaining a insecurity, there is a feeling of dissonance. It doesn't feel right. And there's also a number of justifying thoughts that come up. Well, I have to do this because, or if I don't do this, this will happen. And there's all this back and forth that goes on in our head. But when you're honoring your intuition, that's just it. There's the action and a sense of peace and love and an internal strength, right? So there's no extra thoughts that come up. There's nothing else that says, okay, I have to do this because, or if I don't do this, this will happen. There's no need to justify. It just genuinely feels right. It feels good. And learning these blocks and beliefs and stories that we have of who we are, and connecting them, and really starting to associate feelings with thoughts. And really getting back into being present in the body and what is going on for us. Like, literally there's a lightness in the heart when you honor your intuition. And I feel that because this week has stretched and pulled me to grow in ways that I could never have imagined. Understanding what service really is, what it means to really serve another person, and the fulfillment that you get. You know, people are always like, oh, well, you know, serving means you sacrifice. It's not really about sacrifice. I mean, it gives you, honestly, the things that you do for others gives you so much more. So much more. And being in a room full of 15,000 people going through this transformational experience, and the things that come up, it's like you understand all of a sudden just instinctually that you just need to put all your stuff down and just be present for the people that are in front of you who are going through something, who need to talk or just need to be loved or hugged or high-fived or whatever it is that goes on there. You know, there's so many amazing experiences in the Tony Robbins world, and I couldn't be more blessed to be a part of it. It's amazing. So it's something that's really made me kind of see the difference. Like, there are times where I was entertaining my insecurities, and it just felt so off. And so now I've come back with this idea of, like, that's the story. That's how you know, right? When you go to take an action, all these other things kind of pop up for you in your head, all these justifications that we use to make ourselves feel okay about the things that we're doing. But when we release that feeling and we start to think, okay, is that really going to serve me or others in the optimum way? And normally it doesn't. It actually severs a connection with people more than it adds to it. You know, well, the more we try to distance ourselves from others through the idea that we have to protect or block our wounds or kind of keep ourselves separated because of what might happen. I've learned that when you hand over and you open up to that vulnerability and you share with somebody else, it really does allow you to finally surrender it and let it go, because you normally are going to find someone who's like, really, you too? And once you feel that level of connection with somebody else, it just kind of falls, and it's like, okay, I don't have to be fearful of this anymore. I'm not the only person who goes through it. I'm not the only person who's been through this. And then you start to be like, and without all of those things in your head, you really can hear your intuition. You really can sense what is right for you in that moment. So eliminating the chatter, eliminating the argument inside our head, and really stepping back and being present and feeling our body and understanding what's really going on. So entertaining our insecurities versus honoring our intuition. And once we start dropping those stories and letting ourselves surrender and stepping into certain moments, we start to really hear our intuitive voice so much louder. I mean, it almost like it screams over all the other stuff because it's coming from here as opposed to in here. And that is just one of the many things that I learned in my 7 days out in the Tony Robbins world, and the amazing people that you meet in that environment, and the ways you are stretched and pulled and encouraged to grow. It's an amazing experience. So for today, that is what I have for you guys. Hopefully this is something that you find valuable. I know that in this experience for me, it has been beyond valuable to see and understand the difference and the feeling that comes with that surrender and that stepping into our authentic self. So until next time, be happy, be healthy, and be love. Just be love. Love you, love them, and yeah, have a great day.